Right, I've got another one of those videos, and this will be the last time that I ever do this, because this channel is all about the work that I've discovered myself. But I felt I had to cover this because this is in fact the only site that the other side can throw at me saying, well, this is obviously rock cut, because I've told you and shown you that nothing is rock cut, so this is the only site left. And everybody here has seen this. It's in China, and a channel has covered it. They've gone there and they've filmed some amazing images and amazing video that I want you to all go watch, because that's we are going to give full accolades again to the people that have created this. I'm not going to spend much time on it. I am going to flash through, but yeah, I want to show the possibility after watching it that is this more of the same? Is this mud rock an imprint of how this thing was built, right? And that's what I'm going to get into. So this is the channel, this is the video with the red line under it. Okay. So after watching the video, and there seem to be clear imprints, fingerprints of what this thing was built from. It seemed to have something structural under what is now rock. So I went into Google Images and I typed in something what I thought was similar, and that's what we're going to look at now, because what I'm getting at here by showing you these is that the entire area, I'll get into that, seems like a flood of some kind, like a mud flood, has rushed through the area. I will show you that. So if it was built from something like this, and it went underwater and it soaked up all the mud and silt, because it would, because I'm showing you hemp and straw here, and just because I'm showing you hemp and straw, right, don't think that I'm that's not high technology, because this is how we're building structures today, right? And they last a hell of a long time, and they're actually better. They're cooler in summer, and warm in winter, right? And they're cheaper. This is not primitive technology to build in this way, okay? So the images I'm showing you where there is some writing in the bottom left hand corner is from their channel, which we are allowed to do, because you're not allowed to download and then take credit for somebody else's work. I'm only showing images here, and at the same time I am giving accolades to the channel where it came from. But we're moving in on the first target here, and I will show you what I mean by the imprints. I've drawn some red lines in. The diamond shapes that I've just shown there, that I drew red lines over, when you go back and watch this video by yourself, the original, because I want you to, obviously I've only been able to just snip a few images here, I'm not making it endless when you can go watch the video yourself. I want you to keep an eye out for everything that I am showing you here, and just make up your own mind, because that's all we're doing here. It's just an exercise in working out what this thing is. Yeah, this corrugated bit here where I've got the arrows on it seems like a corrugated roof, and it's been rendered up to. So the red lines that was just on the previous image, exactly the same as this. If you were to go back and take a look at the images that I started with on modern day building with hemp and straw, and look at the framework that you stuff that in to build around with, it's exactly what you would do, what you're looking at here. When you're going to build a corner piece like that, you can't just smear a load of cement, say, or render it onto a corner like that, because it will generally collapse or crack and fall away. You have to build it into framework, which is what we appear to be looking at. This next image, the green lines are where the framing is. It's type of in the diamond shapes, which seem to be all across this structure. In some places it's not so obvious, but it seems you seem to be able to track it, more than what you'd expect. These diamond shapes and the red blob I've drawn in there. If you can imagine stuffing a load of hay into a wall that you've built with wood, because all these lines that you're looking at there, what archaeologists will say, that's where they've been carving this away, because they will say it's a rock cut structure and they're just chiseled lines, but they're not, because they all line up. They all line up across the entire wall of all these three sites I'm showing you, and they even cross over each other, because it's where hay was, hemp, hay, straw, right? The red lines that I've drawn in there are indeed there. They cannot be denied, which means one of two things. We're either looking at something like some type of boarding all of the same side, which has been rendered over, artexed, plastered, or it's where the wooden framing is. Yes, all of the same size, wooden beams, and then you pack it in with whatever it is, straw or hemp, and then you will render something over it, whether it's lime or something else, we don't know. But the fact that these lines track across the entire wall and seem to double over each other and keep going means that I have to be right on some level, whether you like it or not. This image here, you can actually see some of the diamond shaped framework. It's a little bit blurred, but you can also tell that this back wall has still got some type of render over it. It's not washed away or fallen away. If you look in the bottom part of the screen, you can see where some of it's cracked away and it looks like the wall next to it. Yes? Because you see the corner support in the picture, well, that was indeed constructed, because if this place was rock cut, this room here, there would be absolutely no reason to carve that shape into the corner of that wall, because if it was rock cut, it would be steady. The rock would be stable across its entire structure. The only reason why that is there is because it was built. 100% fact. And not only that, it looks like it's sagged for the reasons that I've been getting into on this video, because it's become soft and turned into mud rock at some point, because it was not carved like that. Right, so, sorry, if it was carved, you wouldn't carve it in that shape, would you? Like it's sagged at some point. It's hardened into that shape since. Some images from outside the site, moving down to the next targets. There's 3 in this area, and we're going to have a look at some top views, because like I said at the beginning, look, everything in this image, what you're looking at here, is now mud rock. It's silt. It looks like the entire area got covered in mud, silt, and then a flood of water came through and washed this gouge out of this area. And because the site we've just been looking at was in the way, the water seemed to spread out around it and gouged these cliff sides, what you're looking at, and that's why they're slanted in that shape.